Are you ready for a show? Talking real life. Sophisticated, melanated, we gotta feel right. Men and women, black culture, yeah, that's real life. Yeah, that's real life. Put it in the air. Let's go. Another show. Put it in the air. Let's go. Stop the show. George D and Tony says, Asia.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
I see you.
Welcome to episode 165. The Deuce got me choking a little bit. It's your boy George D. Tone says Asia be back. They being responsible. And I love it. Asia celebrating Mother's Day. So we want to start this off by shouting every mother in the world, everybody who's listening to this, shout y'all out. Mothers that are present, mothers to be, and all those that are shooting a shot right now to get somebody to become their future mother. Shout out to y'all. Happy Mother's Day. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio, we want to welcome Crystal, a.k.a. Oh, no, we can't say AKA. we cannot do that. We cannot do that. We're just going to say Crystal. We shout out Crystal,
Better known
y'all.
as, also known as
Chrissy Pearl on IG. Prissy Pearl 18.
Yes.
Y'all go follow her right now at Prissy Pearl 18. Thank you for coming through, showing
only if
us
they're
love.
Single men.
Yandy and Miss DC's. They were having a conversation, and the therapist was pushing, and they got into the conversation of insecurities. And as they talk about insecurities, he talked about some of the insecurities that he had. He didn't label it, but he talked about the communication. One thing everybody if you ever know anybody who's in jail and they come out, they tell you, like, time stands still for them.
Sure
They
does.
feel like they're like in a time warp where everybody else is moving, growing, older, da-da-da-da. So for him, what he perceived as lack of communication is totally not considering the fact that this person is minding two kids,
Multiple
businesses, calls, planning. There's a whole bunch of life happening where this individual just is in one place doing the same routine daily, day in, day out, waiting to be contacted, waiting to be a part of someone else's life or lifestyle. So he felt the kind of way he felt. He responded with a very kind of real defense mechanism. Like, yo, I'm going to just start training myself to not need, not want, not look. And in that conversation, he would always tell her, hey, listen, like, you don't have to do this. Now, I would admit, I'm a big dude on that. I always say that. Like, we enter relationships voluntarily, and I always want you to know that it's volunteer. I don't ever want you to, like, you obligate yourself as much as you want to be obligated, right?
That's disrespectful. That is so disrespectful.
No, not talking about the jail part about it.
No, to say that, period, in any relationship.
Why is it disrespectful?
That is disrespectful. Negro, I know it's a choice. I don't need you to remind me that I am making the choice, because that's what love in relationships is. Loyalty in relationships, that's what that is. It's a choice. I am choosing.
Do you want me to communicate, or do you not want me to communicate?
I am choosing you. You have to choose your partner every day.
Facts.
So I don't need you to now throw it back in my face like this is voluntary.
No. It's not coming out of nowhere. I'm sure they're experiencing things, and he's like,
But
listen.
I still don't need you to say it.
Like, because for him, I think in that case, and I think when you say things like that, I think it's usually it rests on the heels of a lack of communication, where you don't know where someone really stands, or you feel like someone may be masking, or someone may not be living their most.
Well, are we talking about this one particular situation?
No, I'm just taking it and just going.
But that's when it gets messy. So in this one particular situation, right? You're married. That was a whole thing about if they were really married, not really married, whatever. But if you are married and your husband goes to jail, he's going to be there for a few years. I don't need you talking crazy to me. Like, and he said it himself, like, time for him stood still. Out here, it's not. We have children that I still have to provide for. They still have wants and needs, cares, concerns. I have businesses that I had before you went in. I've probably picked up a business or two since you've gone in. She did. And I'm not saying like I'm a Yandy fan. Like, I don't have a reason to not like her. Like, she's enjoyable. Like, I've watched her, on TV and stuff like that. And I feel like she's done very good work. And then on top of that, she picked up the cause to advocate and rally for persons in prison.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, because you're in, now I have something else or another, or like a bigger picture that I now have to discuss and talk about and advocate for, because you are now one of those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need you to remind me that it's a choice. I know it's a choice.
Yeah.
Everything is a choice. So to say that is very disrespectful, and then it minimizes what I'm doing for you, on behalf of you. Like,
no, I don't disagree with that. I'm not saying that it isn't disrespectful. I'm just saying that I believe that the mentality behind it is one of insecurity. When you're in that type of situation and you don't have the answer, or you don't believe that somebody will go to bat for you to that magnitude, because he probably understood. And this is a lot. Right? This is a lot. And listen, if you don't want to do this, it is okay.
But that's a lot too. That's a lot too.
It is a lot.
It's not okay.
But it makes it easier for me to handle. All right, look.
No, instead of you manning up, telling the truth to yourself before you tell me the truth, because that's where the truth has to start. It's a personal conviction. It's a personal statement. It's a personal belief that you have to work through, mindset that you have to work through so that you can be whole and comfortable with communicating your true feelings.
Facts.
So for him, that was a personal issue that he pushed on her.
Facts.
It had nothing to do with her.
That's what insecurity does. That's what insecurity does.
And then, like, even in the clip, before, like, the one we watched, he was saying, when you were partying. So then, of course, like in TV production, they go to a part of her, like, partying in a club or whatever. He's like, she was out living life.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. What was she supposed to do? Was she not supposed to enjoy life because you made a bad decision? Like, nah, Slim, like, let's be real. You decided to do illegal things, especially knowing that you are now a public figure because you're on a TV show.
Listen,
like, what? Like,
I concur. I concur. All I'm saying is that's the insecure mind, but brings us to the point.
Well, then, hold on, wait. So then, if you offer that same notion in your relationships, are you now insecure? Because that's an insecure statement. That
Shit,
says
I guess
you
I
need
am.
to go see Ayana.
Oh, no. I say this up front. I don't remind you of it. I tell you up front that this is how I see relationships. That I do see it as a volunteer thing, because a lot of people think because you said yes to me in January, right? Mm-hmm. That you have to keep that up in October. No. When you decide that you no longer want to be in this, you can exit. You do not need my permission for that.
I know that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know it, right? But communication for me says, let me let you understand something. Like, whether I like it or not, I'll be all right. I'm going to live. I'm a human being. Like, we built to survive.
But the way you offered it up was like, that's something that you say throughout the relationship.
Nah, I think.
I'm not saying all the time, but like, if you have a heated debate, discussion, or
no. I think
like,
it would be something.
You don't have to be here.
No. I would never say you don't have to be here.
Because I know.
I ain't gonna lie though, but I have said it. I have said it in the process of a relationship, like when things we at that standstill moment. Like, I feel like relationships are like this seesaw, and every now and then you got to the stalemate period, right? Where you're not really progressing, you're not really regressing, you're just kind of there. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes when people get to that place, they start to really ask themselves questions that they shouldn't really be asking, like, what am I doing here? No, you got to understand there's lulls. You got to go up and down in this. Like, sometimes when nothing's really happening, it doesn't mean that nothing's bad or nothing's good. It just means that we good.
Why is that a question that you shouldn't ask themselves? What am I doing here? Because if you recognize that you're in a stale position, what are we doing here? Like,
we just here.
But how do we push ourselves to the next level? What do I need to give? What do I need to take? What do you need to give? What do you need to take?
Nah, do you say that with your job? Do you say that with everything else? No.
I do.
No. Not every no. No, the thing is, you may say it, but how you behave, you still get up and go to work, right? Mm-hmm. So don't be in my relationship asking what you doing here and you not working.
But guess what? When people ask, and I think that kind of also makes your point. So I don't know if I want to say that out.
Go ahead, make my point for me. Go ahead, make my point.
When you get to that point at your job, you need to find something new. But it doesn't always mean that you leave the company.
Yeah.
Sometimes it means
actual transfer, lateral movement,
right,
pick up a second hobby, you know what I'm saying? Volunteer on a project, something.
Because I'm not gonna lie.
But you're not gonna stop working.
I'm kind of in that space. I'm like, how do I grow? But that's the thing. But I'm looking, and I've had this conversation with my managers, like, I need to grow.
Correct.
So what can you do for me here?
Yeah.
Because I love the organization. I love what I do. So how can I grow here?
Yeah.
Not that I want to leave, but I need to grow.
But then my other part would be, what do you look? Are you looking?
I need to grow.
So let's say you need to grow. The beyond asking me or telling me that you need to grow, my other part would be like, look, if you have the mindset enough to be cognizant that all right, we're stale right now, then my next question is, continue that assessment and saying, where is the stale happening? Where are we stale at? How can we improve? How would you like to see us improve? Because now when you come to me, you're not communicating just a problem. You're communicating a problem or issue with possible resolutions that I could either help you or help us figure out the resolution or how we will attack this, or maybe saying, you know what, you got a great idea. Let's run with that one. Okay,
so I have a 50-50 feeling about identifying problems and taking them to groups or person. In this scenario, we're talking about relationships. Because sometimes I don't have the answer. I just know that there's an issue. And we all have strengths and weaknesses. Well, I don't like weaknesses. I like areas of improvement, because that's what I say with my students. You don't have any weaknesses. You have areas of improvement.
Okay.
So what if I can identify, because I know how I feel, and so that's an issue. And because we work off of feelings, right? You know when your woman is off because you can feel it. You can walk in a room and you will know that she's off, right?
Absolutely.
So because I feel a certain way, and I feel like maybe we've had situations where I can now pick up on your feelings and you're feeling a little off to me, I can say, you know what? We've been stuck in this space. I don't really know what it is. I don't know what to do. I don't even know how to identify it. But I want to put it on the table because we have to be honest about where we are.
Correct.
What's wrong with that? Because I don't have
No. That's totally fine.
But some people, but I feel like you were around the corner from don't bring me the problem without a solution.
If you've been sitting on it. Put it this way.
You don't know that you're stale from day one.
Nah. Sometimes I hear
it takes
maybe
you a little time to know that you're stale.
Maybe I'm saying it like this, right? From the moment you identify the stale, right? Let's say from the moment you identify the stale, right? The clock is on.
Right.
All right? So if you walk into a room and you be like, yo, I just realized something today. I don't know if you've been feeling this way. I don't know if you recognize this, but it just hit me in the shower, hit me when I was driving or I was working out, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just bringing it to you. I don't even know if it's even a real thing. I just know that I thought this and it felt true. Boom. That's different. That's you not, I'm cool with you not having the answers at that particular moment, because now we have to vet it. We have to vet it. Is this a real thing?
Right.
But when you notice something and you sit on it and then it become, and it doesn't become untrue day 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And all you're doing is harping on the fact that it's real, but you're not doing anything in terms of saying, okay, well, look, I've been sitting on this for a couple of days. Why? What is the why?
Because I know George wants me to come with a solution.
All right.
He wants me to have all the answers.
No, I don't want you to have a solution. You got to start with you, then you go outward.
You per se, but because you're sitting here, it's George.
I want you to start with you first. Right, what are you doing to contribute to the stale?
Does that not warrant a few days? Do you just want me to come and be like,
But when you come, you're going
stale.
But all right, say if you've been stewing for 2, 3, 4 days, all right, so like there's a difference.
Don't say stewing because it might not be stewing.
Right.
Stewing is negative.
All right.
Say that you've been thinking.
Responsibility in what you say.
Yes.
All right. So you've been thinking about something. So let's say if you just thought about it and you want to bring it to the forefront, cool. You don't need to have a solution. You don't even have to have no real other thoughts about it.
Okay.
What do you think? Let's deal with this. If you think of it and you don't bring it to the forefront in the early going, right? And you've been thinking about it for a significant, let's say more than 72 hours, right? More than 24. Maybe say 48. I say 48. I think 48 is good.
72 is good.
72 is good? All right, we settled on 72. You've been thinking about it for 72 hours, right? Now my mentality is, okay, when you come to me, even if you don't have the answers, you better be thinking that you better have thought about what you may have been doing to contribute to the problem or to that reality. Mm-hmm. You may not have the solution, but the solution may be in what you may be doing.
And see, for
or how
me,
you contribute.
I am a thinker. So if I feel a certain type of way, I am going to think about it, because now I have to think about myself. Like, was it a thing that happened that made me feel this way? That I just up and like, well, we haven't done, I don't feel like we've grown. So for me, I'm trying to identify why I feel this way before I come, because even if you don't have the solution, people are going to have questions and they're going to want you to have answers.
True.
So I want to at least be able to answer some of the questions, because we're not stale just because of you. We're stale because of us.
Facts.
So I am thinking about, how did I go to therapy, and my therapist says, how did I contribute to this?
Yep. That's a fact.
So I'm trying to think about how I contributed. I don't have the answer, but I need to be able to answer some of your questions.
If you can just answer what you think what role you may have played in it, we're good. Right? The same way, if I come to you and I say, this is a problem, I should be able to come to you and tell you how I think that I have contributed, even if I enabled it. Even if my only contribution is enabling something or never bringing it to your attention ever in life. Like you did that thing 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and I let you slide 1, 2, 3.
No, you shouldn't let it slide after the first time.
That's how I contributed in that moment, right? But it could be as simple as that. It doesn't have to be real extravagant. But moving forward, in that same situation, they're talking about these insecurities. She gets hot. Right? Because he's saying...
Did she really get hot? Don't
that's what she said. She said, now I'm pissed off. Did she say that?
Okay.
All right.
She said, well, now it's a problem.
It's a problem.
That's a problem.
So my man is sitting there feeling how he's feeling, not thinking about how he contributed to the problem, right? All right? He ain't saying, well, I'm sitting in here, right? And I ain't asking her by the time she called me or by the time she emailed me, yo, what's been happening this week? How busy have you been? How are the businesses running? How are the kids going? Because by the time you talk, you're not really getting into the weeds of it, and she's not giving you a rundown of the whole day. So you don't really know. You just know that you haven't talked to her, right? And you holding it like, all right, I ain't talked to you. All right, what's up? You good? All right, cool. I'm sure that's what the conversation is, because you got some ego in it.
And he held it for however.
And he held it. So he wasn't coming to the problem. He didn't come to her with an understanding of at least how he could contribute to how he's feeling her right now. So now she's on the other side, right? Whatever. She said, this is new information to me. And now she's saying, yo, look, real talk. If the roles were reversed, would you hold me down like I did you? And he says, I don't know. And the world went into an uproar. And I said, my man said the truth. And he said, you said you never know. And the reality of the situation is everybody jumped, in my opinion, based off the reality of what she said. I heard Solomon say, you lie. You just lie. You say, yes, I would do the same thing. Right? And
I don't ever want you to lie to me.
And that's the thing. I seconded him saying, I don't know. Because I would have, if anybody would have told Yandy, years been removed, listen, your man is going to get locked up and he might have to do a 7-year bid. We don't know. It might even be longer. We don't know how this is going to go. Will you hold him down day one? She might be like, I mean, I want to, but I don't know.
But that's apples and watermelons.
No, what I'm saying is you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know, true. But if you cannot even afford me, what I have already afforded you, that is a problem, which was holding you down the whole time
he don't know.
There. That's a problem.
She didn't know she would. Did she know?
She made, when he got them papers that said he was going, she made the decision to do so, right? Okay.
And that's the thing. She had the luxury of the situation.
But we can only go off of the information that we have. We can't go off of shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
And the information we had, she didn't have to hold him down.
We know she didn't have to.
No. She was not in his shoes, so he's good to say, I don't know. Because they're not dealing with the reality. You're dealing with hypotheticals.
Call me Adele, because I would have said fire.
No.
Sure would have.
All right, so here's the point that I'm making. He's not wrong for saying that he doesn't know what he would do in that situation because he was not in that situation.
But for her, that's the problem.
And for
now that we've gotten married, we have children, you got your papers that saying you're going, and I continued in my commitment of supporting you while you were away. And now that we are on the other side of me holding you down, you dare sit in front of my face and tell me that you don't know if me showing you, because love is a what?
No.
But That's
Hold
what
on.
it is.
Let me clarify. Are we saying that if she goes away tomorrow, will he hold her down? Or are we saying that if he never went away and then she had to go away?
No, we are talking about the facts. The facts of the matter is he went away. So now that I've held you down for 4, 5, or 7 years, I can't remember how many
She said
years
the
it
roles
was.
were reversed.
If the roles were reversed.
Like he never went away, she went away.
No, for me, okay. So yeah, even with her saying roles are reversed, I'm still thinking it's because I'm thinking as a woman. So yeah, if the roles were reversed, A, and also B, after I've held you down, that doesn't make you feel like you
Then
would
that
do the
means
same?
he has to lie.
No, that means he needs to check why he doesn't feel the same way.
No.
You don't need to lie.
No.
You don't need to lie.
No.
I don't want you to ever lie. No, yes.
All right, maybe I'm missing this. All right, so help me understand what I think I'm missing. What I think I hear you saying is that
They got married and they made a
all
commitment.
right, let's define role reversal.
Mm-hmm.
Role reversal for me is they met each other,
Mm-hmm.
they got together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, she's the one with the children. She already had a child. Role
He
reversal.
did.
Role reversal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Role reversal. She got the child.
Mm-hmm.
They end up having a child. She gets sent away. Now he is taking care of the child, running the 5 businesses.
2.
Sorry.
Because they had, I'm saying he had one before.
Yeah, the 2 children. He's now taking care of the 2 children, running the 5 businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And will he hold her down while she is incarcerated for X number of time? Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I define to be role reversal. Is that what is that?
True. That is role reversal.
All right, cool. Now.
And that's why I said, okay, as a woman, you are talking about the true definition of role reversal
No.
that you gave. But then I'm also thinking about all that we've gone through. Why is the answer, I don't know. And I know that they are separate.
Because now you're asking him to lie. You're asking him to not. See, the thing is,
I want you to tell me the truth.
Because I'm not sure. Look, me and DC's, we be talking, right? If she were to go away tomorrow, yeah, I got you. But we ain't talking about that. We said role reversal, which
we
means
need to play the clip back. I need to hear this again.
Don't worry about it. I send it to you. Me and him was talking on FaceTime. That's what he said. He said, look, they ain't say from today. They said role reversal. So for me, I'm thinking and he's thinking the way I'm thinking, which is, if you talking about before, no whatever, and she had to go away, would I have been able to do what she did? I don't know. 2 things. I honestly think that's a true statement. And I also think that's a testament of the respect that he has for what she was able to do, because it was difficult. That was difficult. I don't think that was simple. I don't think that was an easy thing. And I think when you see the strength that it takes to be able to do that, you can't just say, yeah. No.
I don't think it's simple or easy at all, but I think
all he said, I don't know. He could say,
and see, this is
maybe he should have said, I would try my hardest to, but I still don't know if I'll be able to do it as good as you did it.
That still would have been an issue for her.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just telling you what I honestly feel.
Yeah.
That probably still would have been an issue for her. But I think also, because I can only go off what I've seen on Love and Hip Hop, right?
Yeah.
So you came into the relationship with a kid. We're now together. I'm trying to think. Did they have the first kid before they found out about there was a possible kid that he had while they were in a relationship?
Not sure.
Right. But somewhere in their relationship, he had another baby while they were together.
Oh,
so So Mendici had one before they got together. He had one while they were together outside of Yandy. And then they had 2 of them together.
Oh, so they got 4 kids?
Yes.
Oh.
So
I didn't know
I'm going through all of these things with you. Dealing with your mother who disrespects me and the baby mothers and all that drama that comes with that, and still trying to hold you down. And this is way before jail comes along, right? Or prison comes along.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for her, as a woman who has gone through all of these crazy things with you, been humiliated and still stood by you, because the math is the math. If we were together for however many years and your kid is this age, my nigga, that fits in between the time that we were together. So I think for her, it just wasn't about the prison thing by itself. It's, I've held you down for so long, for so many different things, and I've still been here. So if we're going to truly reverse the roles, then that means that he would have to go through all of the same things that she went through. So that's why for her,
that was a loaded question. Issue. So he wasn't going to win that question either way.
And there was no good
response.
Take a woman cheating on him, and if she has a baby,
by
another man, it's over.
Listen, dudes can't handle it like women. Like women are strong individuals, and I'm not. Listen, let's be honest.
Are we strong?
Look, here I'm gonna even say something very transparent. I think that women can handle, like, they will be able to endure and keep moving forward, but I wonder how much chink in the armor exists at that point.
And it's not that we want to take that bullshit and keep moving. It is because that's how we've been taught. We have been taught. Look. God rest my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather. I grew up with my great-grandparents as well. I was blessed to have them and to truly know them and to have memories and experiences with them. But my great-grandfather was a Rolling Stone. And literally, like, my uncle tells stories. He was like, I was at a juke joint one time, so you know he old.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was trying to talk to this girl, and she was like, such and such, we can't date. I'm your sister. That same night, he was walking home, and these guys were getting ready to jump him. And one of them was like, oh, no, that's my brother.
Wow.
And when my great-grandmother passed, some of those siblings came. And when I tell you, I didn't know that one brother wasn't my uncle that I grew up with, because that's how much they looked alike. And looking at their ages, my grandfather was getting it in. Where was my great-grandmother going? How ostracized would she have been if she left? What was she taught? And my great-grandparents were sharecroppers, like children of sharecroppers. Where were they going? Where was she going? What was she going to do?
I ain't got a response, y'all. I mean, look, no.
So we have been taught and programmed that men can fuck up, but you stay. You work it out. You forgive. And you can't even sit on the hurt or the anger for too long. You have to figure out a way to suck it up and move on.
I don't...
Yeah. How many homegirls have you been like, well, he was wrong. He was wrong. He was messed up.
You know what? Listen.
That's always the question.
Listen,
do you love him?
I'm gonna keep it a whole being with you. Like,
I love that.
No, I do agree. I do understand that, and I won't take nothing away from that. I think today, though, today, is there a fella in the house today?
No, there's not.
Today, my goodness, what is happening in the world? Man, ain't too many dudes that got... Listen, man, this dude's sitting on the same couch as that woman said, how ostracized would I be if I leave? Dead ass, yo. Shit, you just see what happened with the dude with Drake? He fought fiance 8 years. Don't take it. Man, me and my baby, we gonna go, she gonna record, and he gotta deal with the reality of his woman now stepping out with Drake. A momentary tryst.
Like,
that's tough. And the reason why is because, and this is what I always say when it comes to cheating or whatever. Like, I think the way it's perceived between men and women are differently. I'm not saying that one is right and one is wrong. I'm just saying it's the perception. So when dudes look at it like Drake, he could be doing whatever he wants. That's just a moment for him, right? So no dude is comfortable with his girl ever being the moment. He would like to believe that woman is beyond the moment, that she would not bend for the moment. No pun intended, but he would like to believe that she's better than a moment. She would not allow herself to be reduced to a moment, right? For a person who has no interest in being responsible to her, for her, whatever. Most times when dudes step out, oftentimes that woman is somebody who, if she could be that person in his life, she would. Fact, I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it honest.
Say that again. Men step out for women that...
No. I'm not saying men step out for. I'm saying that the difference in the mentality is that a dude is looking at it like that woman is stepping out with a person who only wants her for a moment. Not a person who wants to be responsible for her, wants to love her, wants to be there for her, wants to shower her.
Because men want moments when they step out of their relationships too. Is that what you're also saying?
Is that you said? Our men want a moment? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Those men want a moment, whether they're stepping out or whether they are the single man roaming free. They're just looking for a moment. They just need to be able to say, "I had it." That's how most men see it. So if you have a woman, you would like to believe that she is not going to allow herself to be reduced to a moment in a man's life, right? You know what I'm saying? And when you think moment, a dude could be real graphic with that. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that he expects her to be to him, he don't want to see that being with her with another dude who just want it for the moment. He feel like if you're doing that for me, look, I'm paying for it. I'm here for you. I'm rubbing your back, rubbing your feet. I'm here for, I'm saying paying for it. Like, I'm the one, not paying for you, but like, I am, I'm involved in your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm invested. Like, when birthdays come around, it matters to me that you have a good birthday or holidays or whatever you're into. I support your dreams and your goals and your ambitions. Like, he's looking at it from his investment standpoint. That's what I mean by pay, not physically cash, whatever.
Okay.
Now, on the flip side, when a dude steps out, oftentimes a dude looks at it like that woman could possibly be his if he wanted to pursue that relationship. It's not a momentary tryst, right? So that's why he looks at it as different. Now, because of that, that's why dudes, I think most oftentimes cannot handle it because now they're like, yo, you are like the woman that I may have wanted a moment with or that I hear my men talk about that they just want the moment with. You've allowed yourself to be that and they can't handle that. Now, is this all facts and true? No.
No, because some women want moments too.
Facts. And that's what a lot of dudes wind up learning in the end. And that's the hard thing.
She wants to be able to say, I hit Drake.
Yeah. And that dude, and if you're like, yo, like that's what you like, because no dude want to think that's what this girl would want. And the thing is, my man Tone is always saying is, what made you or why do you want to put that woman or that person on that level of pedestal of perfection, right? Like they're capable of doing the same thing that you can do. They're capable of wanting and desiring the same thing. There's women out here who may just want to experience being touched, felt, banged, whatever, by this guy that is like the object of their affection. They may have no desire on being with this guy, creating a family and babies with this guy. They just want that moment, that experience for whatever it is. No different than there's dudes out here who will want a moment with a woman for whatever reason, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's something you end up graduating from in time, but at the end of the day, that is what it is. Not everybody?
No.
Oh, no. I don't think everybody. I hope it is, though. After a while, it's like,
we
it's
know
too
the
much.
facts of life is it's not something that everybody graduates from.
Man.
That's how some of those high-value men live their lives because they feel like that's something that's a benefit that I get.
Because I'm high value, quote unquote.
Because I'm making 6-7 figures and this is just what happens.
Do you want a high value man? It's a real question.
That's going to play by some of those rules.
High value in what context?
You want all of the things that your grandmama and your great grandmama and society told you should have or that you're supposed to have,
such as
in a relationship. So you do want a man that can protect and provide, one that's going to respect you, support you. Love you, care for you, that kind of thing. Like really listens, like all into you, knows what makes you tick, that kind of thing. You want a praying man. You want a man that's, that's fearful and, has a reverence for God and, that kind of thing that has those traditional values. You want a family man. Like if I see you got a jacked up family, like that makes me pause because sometimes I'm thinking you could be a little bit too much left as far as like not really dealing with those issues and bringing them into the relationship. So that's kind of hit or miss, but you do want a man that has a healthy relationship with his family. And maybe your mom wasn't there, but whoever your mother figure is, you revere her, you support her, you love her, you cherish her.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that he has a healthy idea of relationships. Like, although I grew up with a single mother and I watched my mother really, and this is crazy, but it's not crazy, but my mother had 2 major relationships my whole life.
Okay.
So I saw the interactions of, I guess, like a long-term committed relationship, but not a marriage. And I think it's different. As opposed to watching like aunts and uncles who were married, watching my great-grandparents who were married until, they went to be with the Lord. Like, I felt like there was something that was a little different, right?
Yeah.
I learned things that I didn't want, and I learned things that I don't want to do from my mother. But I learned, and I got like my morals and values about relationships from my grandparents and my great-grandparents, if that makes any sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
So for me, the trouble sometimes is I have a very old school and Southern mindset because my great-grandparents, my grandparents are from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So my idea of relationships, and I do have a lot of the traditional like roles in my head, and I'm okay with that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it makes the lines or the way you engage each other in the relationship just very crystal clear. Pun intended.
Pun intended.
So those are the things that I like. But if I have to measure, because that's what we all do in some shape, form, or fashion, we measure our partner against our parent, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, right?
Got you.
So if I have to measure a man against my 86-year-old grandfather, that could be problematic because he's solid. Even when my grandparents got divorced, my grandfather didn't miss a beat. Got an extra job so that he could still make sure he was paying the mortgage in the house that he wasn't living in, and then go buy him a home.
It's a great man.
Yes, he is. Hey, granddaddy, I love you, boo. But so I have those ideas and those wants and those needs. And then when he left the military and then he went into the government doing some work with them, like, he became a high value man. So if I'm looking at Abraham as my example, as a high value man, yeah, that's what I want. I want that.
Are you having that conversation up front?
I told you I have very clear conversations. If you don't want to get married, if you don't want to have kids, we don't even need to have any more conversation. I'm not going to ask you a damn thing else if kids and marriage aren't both a yes. I'll finish out the meal. We could chat about the weather, your favorite vacation spot. Oh, I went to Cuba. Let me tell you about, okay, this is what you need to do when you go to Cuba. I had a driver. Let me give you his number and name. Like, he's the best. We can talk about all of that stuff right there.
But you're done.
I posted something the other day that was like, the good thing about dating in DC is, like, if the date didn't work out, it's now like considered networking.
It is.
So it's networking, you know?
Y'all heard it here first. Crystal just put y'all on.
Sure did.
Don't look at these dates like it got to be a win. It could be a win. If you do really want it to be a win, a networking win.
A networking win.
Or a relationship win.
Because he might end up being somebody that I need to solicit funds from when I build my own. When I go back into the nonprofit world as, for myself. So
say less. Say less.
I mean, one thing nobody can will say about me is that I don't love kids. I don't love what I do.
Yeah.
So that passion comes across super hard, clear. Like, I don't have to think about that. So look, go ahead, 6-figure man, break out that checkbook.
Hey, I love it.
Let me get $100,000 off of you.
And on that note, she speaks on that motherly instinct. We definitely, from the Putting In podcast and Miss Crystal, really want to say Happy Mother's Day. It's going to be a little belated for everyone who's listening on this when it releases, but definitely if you're a mother, Happy Mother's Day. Mother's Day is actually every day, so shout y'all out.
It is.
Just like Valentine's Day should be every day, Mother's Day is definitely one. Shout out to our fathers out there too.
Whoa, no.
I'm definitely going to shout them out because it's not Father's Day. No, it's not.
I don't like that. No, I don't like that. All right,
and we're going to give them that. We're going to make sure.
I don't like that.
Because there's somebody.
Mother's Day. We are talking about the women.
There's probably a man. Birth. There's probably a man right now. Hold on. Hear me clearly. Let me get this one out because it might make sense and I might get a pass for this one. Okay. There's probably a man, right, who's had to deal with the reality of taking the responsibility for a mother that cannot be here right now. Can I give him that?
No.
All right, never mind.
Because he's
then.
being a father.
Sorry about that.
No,
So,
Mother's Day is for women who have given
so on
birth.
Father's Day, I don't want to see no women
And I
getting
don't.
shout out. Okay, cool.
I'm very black and white. No.
Okay.
It is Mother's Day. So we are talking about
Mothers and mothers
we are
only.
talking about grandmothers. We are talking about aunts who have stepped in
As mothers.
to be mothers. We are talking about godmothers who have had to step in and really take on that godmother role that I take seriously. You know, we're talking about women who have become mothers because they have adopted.
I concede.
We're even talking about the mothers. No, I'm just being clear.
No, keep going. I'm just saying I concede.
The mothers who are mothers of rainbow babies, where the babies had to go and be with the Lord a little early. We are talking about women.
Women.
Period.
Mothers. I apologize.
Women who have periods. And that missed them. And that's how they became mothers.
Apologies.
Now, when June rolls around,
look, you got it. Listen, talk about mothers. I apologize. I apologize. All mothers. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to Kathy Gordon, my mama.
Shout out to
my
you.
My mama and mama.
Shout out my mama. Shout out Tone's
everybody.
mama. Shout out Asia's mama. Shout out your mama and your mama's mama.
That's right.
Shout out all the mamas. I'm appreciative. Thank you for all of y'all hard work out here and for really getting us straight. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, we thank y'all for listening to episode 165. Thank you, Miss Crystal.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to bring her back. We got the full group in the building. See if we can get all that energy in. Today she came in. She said, I got you. I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't going to leave you lonely out here being the mother that she can be. So I appreciate you. Y'all can find her online at what?
Prissy Pearl 18.
At Prissy Pearl 18. Mm-hmm. Oh, she keep mad at me because I keep calling her.
The single men.
Yeah, single men.
Especially the single men.
Single, somewhat, sort of, kind of like the high value men that Kevin talked about, but the more so the one that she talked about, that single man.
Yeah, that's
holla at her. Holla at her.
Holla at your girl.
Holla at her.
That's right.
And on that note, you can find me online at It's George D. You can find Tone Sets at BTB_SCS. You can find Asia at APhil1823. We actually go follow the podcast right now at Pintap_podcast. That's at PINTAP_podcast. Click the link there. And once you click the link, you'll be able to subscribe to any audio platform of your choice. Listen to all the audio, and catch all the videos on the website. We thank y'all for listening. We are out.